Hi everyone and welcome to lesson 6 of British slang. The first expression today is to be plastered. To be plastered simply means to be completely drunk. Some examples would be, did you see him in town last night? He was absolutely plastered. Number 2, okay, I'll give you some money, but don't spend it all on booze and get plastered. So don't go and spend it and get completely drunk. You really shouldn't have got so plastered last night, Mark. So, you shouldn't have got so drunk last night, Mark. Next one. To be stuffed. To be stuffed simply means to be full. It means to be full after you've eaten. For example, to be full after a large meal. Some examples would be, he's stuffed after eating that huge meal. Did you see the size of it? Number 2. I'm so stuffed that I have to lie down. Number 3, stuffed. I'm not even close to being stuffed yet. So stuffed, you can, for example, if in a situation with your friends, if someone says to you, oh, do you want some more food? You say, no, I'm stuffed, thanks. It's a colloquial expression. Maybe I wouldn't use it in a formal situation, but it's certainly not rude. It's a good one to know. A tad. A tad just means a little bit. It's a common expression. Some examples would be, could you give me a tad more water? I'm so thirsty, so just a little bit more water, please. Number 2, the exam was a tad more difficult than I expected, but it still wasn't so bad. Number 3, Mark, can you just park a tad further down the road? Thanks, mate. So can you just park your car a little bit further down the road? An airhead. An airhead means someone who's not very clever. Simple. It's an insult, for sure. So, don't use it unless you really do think someone's an airhead. Examples. You couldn't be a bigger airhead if you tried, could you? Number 2. Do you really think that airhead has any chance in the exam? Number 3. I don't know what you think, but I think he's a bit of an airhead. So he, not a particularly intelligent guy, hasn't got much up there. So that's a good one to know. But again, it's an insult, so use it sparingly. And the last expression of tonight is to do an all-nighter. This means to stay up all night, simply. Some examples would be, they didn't want to go home before the flight, so they did an all-nighter at the airport. Number 2. I didn't have the energy to do an all-nighter, so I slept through my shift at work. And number 3, I hate doing all-nighters because I always feel so bad the next day. That's all I've got time for tonight. Thanks for listening and speak to you next time.